Pikwa kali Henry Pim nang rai kanu pintin, ki kali tata ki dei ba pinhun ba Frank Motors ka dei showroom ba pinlet ha ka jylla. A Frank Motors showroom pila banjit pun jai ki kali tata, wan ka Frank Motors ban snow kumla ka jong, bat pi ringkat ki ba i jong pi ki jingan ka jingle jingwan, da ka ba shong kali ha ki kali layo ya ka 5-star GNCAP rating ha ka safety. Visit ka Frank Motors like Korni Shillong, ne call hakini number harum.
Ka Seng College kalayo bakan pelong ya ke Jinglang ban Pynhap ya ke Pyrda jong Jingrakhe ya ke Jubili Ksiar nega Golden Jubili da ke Jinglang ke ba ipu iping ke ba i shong kun shisha ka arfu pratrik unailar arjar arpulai hamaran weekend jaya razang ya ke program da ke Jingrakhe Adri jong keri India pada penbu di kindwin yang sobha pelai da principal ke college ubah WB Renja layo ya ke ngo kedam du reutemen reusan orang ba skor jala Hadirin kini kalau don ru kejing ot UK jong kejing Jingrakhe da ke kongsan Dr. M Amprin Lengdo ke belong ke menteri jong ke sarkar jylla bat ha ke bakren artat kum ke kongsan ha kini kejing Jingrakhe ke Dr. Amprin ke ai Khubor ya ke Seng Khasi College ke blak mi pat ai ya ke jing hikai ya kum bakkan rus pa ngut ki samla puli pat kam tami ki san pu sau ngut tam ki no hikai ke blala ban pentelun ban syakri ban ai ya ke jing hikai ke bekensai da gamta ke lawai jong ki kenal Susu nak liang ke Dr. Amprin ko ong bagi jeka puli ki bedon ha ke jylla Meghalaya ki don kam banyo ya ke jing lai lut ha ke jingla ke jongki banjit ya ki jat jing puli ki be ya hap kat kum ke jing don kam ke jongki lolo kata kala benrap bagari India ke degeri ke bayar hapreng ke jing don bunjat ki larti ki riti ki dostor ke Meghalaya ke deihok bandon ke college kum ke Seng Khasi College bahkan pentikna bagi don ru ki lat ban yo iki bebon ki jing rap jong ki skim ki paper bahkan yo lai lud ban pentamai ban penjenai ha ke rokom ti bnya ke jongka pat kan la ban bu jing tho a ki kot jong ki larti bat ki dostor ki wei ki bla jing kran ha ke ni sngi ki kin thop ru ya u president jong ke governing body urang ba bi asrum nong nang ta la yo ru ya ke jing kran na u vice chancellor jong ke nehu u professor PS Shukla u bla yero ya ke ni ke college namar ke jing kloy ke jong ka ban pentraikam ya ke new education policy watla ka don bon ki jing e henry ha ka bekut kani hi ula ong bakan de kan ai ke jing mentoy ha ka liang ke puli ke buti dalo kata la yo ru ya ke jing kren na u Emily jong ka not Shillong constituency uba Adelbert nongrum ki kenrem ki lendan ke play don lang ha ke ni ke sngi ki kenthop yo Emily ka amrem constituency uba la ke mendemboy usim khna ke hima khairem aba pan sim usim ke hima melim upaim aina manik sim ke khot ke jeli prakhat kam ke Seng Khasi kime rang ba shrong ke jaw lai dom ki wei ha ke ni ke sngi ke ledon du ke jing pin ko burom shagi samla puli blala bande pha ha gi jing puli ke jongki bat kumju ru ya ki nong no senyang shagani ke college ki bakenthop bedo ki president bat ki secretary berim jong ke governing body bat barang don haru menta aga bakut jong ke jingelang ya ke kentien ai Khubor la yo na vice principal jong Seng Khasi College Dr. Herina do tedong hadian balakut jong ke benta ke bingkong kala don pat sa ke program jong ke jinger wa ya sha di komen ke balongkum shibenta pan aila di ki samla puli jong ke college bagi nyo ban lekmen ya ke ni ke sngi Pynhap Pyrda ke ban sanam patang la paket haga jing im wan puli ke jongki hakani ke college ke bela rim tam hakani ke jylla.
Till the late 18th century and the early 19th century, basically we had no schools or colleges, and it was when the British came and to rule over these hills that they established an education system at that time. But however, it's not only to establish educational systems, but there was a lot of oppression by the then government, British government, and British imperialism was actually destroying a lot of our traditional values and beliefs. So it was when the British set foot in these hills, they supported and gave a free hand to the representatives, the missionaries, to work among the Khasis to spread the teaching of the gospel. They started their work in 1840 when Reverend Thomas Jones of the Welsh Calvinist Methodist Foreign Mission came to work in these hills and established their headquarters at Lower Sora in Sora's Imship. To make their work successful, they felt the need for books with lessons from the Bible to be introduced to the people to enable them to read and learn and know about the Bible. Since the Khasis did not have a written script, the Roman script was adopted, and the Bengali script, which was used prior to the Roman script that was adopted later, the Roman script replaced the Bengali script. Thus, the missionaries were responsible in laying the foundation of our literature and present education. Though they started their work in Sora, being a trading center and a comparatively populous area, the impact of their work was not as successful as expected. At that period of time, the people of Sora were strong-minded, very cultured, very alert, as they were much exposed to the advanced and progressive people of the plains of Bengal. Being economically sound, they also were not easily carried away by their ideas and temptations coming from outside. They watched closely the activities of the missionaries without interfering in their work. When they started their schools, the people sent their children to school as they knew that to learn how to read and write was very important, especially as traders. But they protested vehemently and stopped their wards from attending schools because of one lesson in the primer, which says, Ukpa ubapop, father is a sinner, kakme kabapop, mother is a sinner, baro ngipop, all are sinners. The classrooms became empty. Learning the reason, the missionaries immediately changed the lessons to ngapop, I'm a sinner, hipop, you are a sinner, baro pop, all are sinners. The Khasis were not very happy with this change either. However, they tolerated and the children went back to school. There was nothing much to learn at school as the main purpose of opening schools was for proselytization only. The syllabus contained only 2 circular books, 2 catechism books, 32 Christian hymns, translation of the gospel, the Acts of the Apostles, and the halls come to Jesus. This is as per the Allen's report on the Khasi and Jaintia Hills, 1858. To quote Dr. Pakem from his lecture on Babu Jibon Roy, he says, to be fair to the missionaries, they had done a lot of spade work in the field of education. It was they who laid the foundation of Khasi literature. The missionaries had simply extended the lower level of education to the Khasis just enough for Bible reading, writing, arithmetic, singing of hymns, and preaching gospel. Jibon Roy Memorial Lecture, 1992. The Khasis at the period of time were people of character and had strong faith in their religion, beliefs, and traditions. It was difficult to convince them that the imported religion brought by the Western missionaries was far better than their own and that it would lead them to salvation. The impact of their mission was therefore not as expected. The British administration, however, had given full monopoly to the missionaries to look after education in these hills, and no action was ever taken, even if they did not follow the order given and the syllabus prescribed by the government, though they enjoyed regular government grants. Since they had full monopoly in the field of spreading education, slowly and gradually they alienated the school-going boys and girls from the indigenous belief, tradition, and culture and lured them to embrace and become puppets of the British at that particular point of time. And thus, we can say that education circular and was the method of education was only one-sided. Once converted, they imposed a taboo to take part in or even just to witness our dance, to play or touch the indigenous musical instruments, to take part in death ceremonies, naming ceremonies, and to averse and to be averse to whatever the Khasi practiced or believed. In later years, they did not even allow the boys to touch and play with the bows and arrows or to witness the village archery games held once a week. So much pressure and tactics to shatter the ethnicity of the Khasi people and subject them to being puppets of Western culture, yet there were Khasi men of sound character and vision who stood firm in their roots. These 16 Khasi men, on 23rd of November 1899, founded the Seng Khasi under the guidance and patronage of Babu Jibon Roy and other elders at the time. Seng Khasi, with its focus to preserve, conserve, and develop the traditional values and traditional belief of the Khasis and traditional etiquette, found the need to establish a school. And it was in 1921 that a free morning school was established by the first and founding chairman of Seng Khasi, Rangba Raj Mohan Roy, Nongrum. And this school is now here in Jayau as the Seng Khasi Higher Secondary School. The school celebrated 100 years 2 years ago. 50 years after the establishment of the free morning school, the members of the Seng Khasi who held office in 1972 felt the need to upscale and provide higher education and founded the Seng Khasi College at Maukhar, Shillong as an evening college. The college has come a long way since its inception. The college has an illustrious alumnus, and many of the students that passed out from the college are excelling in their respective fields. There were 14 founding members of the college, and they are Ajra Singh Khongpai, Arti Rambai, Ruby Dengdo, Maham Singh, Kinpham Singh, Battiman Timthai, Jeromeshan Kongpai, R. Kostan Roy, J. K. Singh Taryang, Sweetimon Rinja, Bhiren Singh Thangkhiu, Helimon Dengdo, Lom Singh Latma, and Rilang Lamare. These were the founding members who conceptualized the formation of the establishment of a college way back in 1972, and when the college was formally inaugurated, 28 August 1973. It is indeed a time to reflect and rejoice the achievement of the college. Over the last 50 years, we have faced a number of challenges. We have overcome many hurdles, and we strive to keep striding ahead in whatever we do. It is a time when we have to reflect on what we have achieved, and it's also a time to rejoice that we have achieved a lot. It is also a time for us to identify our weaknesses and to overcome all these weaknesses. And it's a time now to focus and strive ahead to develop this institution as a center of excellence.
The college provides affordable, quality education to students, especially coming from economically weak families and students coming from the rural areas. At present, there are 54 staff, teaching staff, 20 non-teaching staff, and about 1,600 students, 1,600 students. So at this moment, I would like to take this opportunity to express our appreciation and gratitude to the founders of the college who have the vision to improve the education in the state. I take this opportunity also to appreciate to the past and the present member of the governing body, the past and the president of the GB of the college, the past and the present member of the sponsoring body of the Seng Khasi of the college, Seng Khasi. our past and present teaching and non-teaching staff, our former and present students, and we will not like to forget the parents and the guardians of the students also, who have the trust and the faith to send their children to our college. So that is the appreciation from our college. This year also, we have implemented the 4-year undergraduate program on the new education policy 2020 as per directive from the Northeastern Hill University. I would like to mention here that our institution never put a cut-off mark for admission of students into class 11 or first semester or first year as they known before. But in spite of this, the college has maintained good academic record as reflected by the result in the various board and university examination. We are thankful to the government of Meghalaya under the able leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, who has sanctioned our college as People College. This will benefit our college immensely.
And I can say, the principal of Seng Khasi College clearly speaks that he has already implemented the new education policy. And definitely, I can say, this will be the boon for the college in future. And also it reminds us that the growth and progress are often born out of adversity, and our ability to overcome obstacles defines our true character. The struggle you faced have not only fortified your spirit, but have also honed your collective determination to emerge stronger and more resolute. As one member mentioned that from number of 34 to 1700. So this is a kind of path you already achieved. Looking back, you should remember the early days of this institution when the visionary who founded it had a dream of nurturing young minds, of creating a haven for intellectual exploration. Today, as we witness the tangible outcomes of that dreams, we must take a moment to honor those who laid the foundation, those whose dedication and foresight paved the way for your success. In the fast-paced world we live in, reflection often takes a back seat to the constant clamor of life. At moments like these, compel us to pause and contemplate, to reflect on the values that have guided us, the friendship that have enriched us, and the knowledge that has empowered us.
This is the time that especially our beloved youth, whom we are acknowledge the college for your dedication in studies, and you had achieved your goal. Let's set up more with these three qualities. You need to set up the goal, the plan, and the action, so that we can be an important asset of our beloved state. It is a big threat, as we have seen and experienced all across the country, with what had happening. We have seen, and we cannot deny the fact. This is a call for each and everyone that we should be proud of ourselves. We should be proud of being Khasi, because as we are here today with Seng Khasi, I really congratulate for what effort you had put on to preserve our right, for which we scared to see that nowadays we are being disguised in many type of development. In the name of development, our right has been snatched away from time to time, for which I firmly believe, if our right has been snatched away, what can we assure for the future generation?
Meghalaya is now poised to have an education system that is unique only to itself. It is here that the Vice Chancellor of the Northeastern Hill University must recognize giving freedom of choices of study to institutions in order to suit their needs. India is a vast nation of a multitude of cultures, religious practices, customs, and tradition. Meghalaya is truly deserving of an institution like Seng College to ensure that there is opportunity given to it through the intervention of various government schemes like the RUSA and other ADB projects to give freedom to this institution to codify, to understand, to record, and to put into valuable books our practices and customs. I was much impressed with the prayers showered to us by a religious head of the Seng Khasi, Kajingdwai Kari. Question is anyone codifying these practices? Are we going to be continuously conditioned to practices, visionary practices of governments as distant as Delhi? Do we have scope? And that is why the government of Meghalaya has instituted community colleges, a grassroots form of education that will enable the people of the state of Meghalaya, headed by very qualified teachers and scribes who have gainfully received enough experience, enough knowledge to be able to branch out to a cultural study of the people of Meghalaya. This is a very apt platform for us to encourage the Seng Khasi. I am sure students of Seng Khasi are not predominantly practicing the traditional language. This institute caters to citizens from across the state who have their own religious practices. We must ensure that we will be able to be empowered with a language that is recognized by the government of India. We are fighting for this. However, in preparation of all the documentation that is required, we, the government of Meghalaya, would expect Seng Khasi College to be one premier institute that will help us present our unique case to the government of India. Yes, this is a long drawn dream of the people of the state of Meghalaya. But dreams which have longer journeys and harder hurdles will always be dreams that will be cherished with great patience in the years to come. I encourage the Seng Khasi College continue to protect particularly the language of the people speaking the Khasi language. I encourage you to start unique library facilities. I encourage you to codify and record those beautiful songs tin temen buram kabatam hangni hapertei. It brought back memories of my parents who would hum this beautiful song with great meanings to us when we were growing up as children. Today, people like us are guided by this tradition, guided by this culture. It is for you, the students of future Meghalaya, to ensure that you codify, you keep on record, and you institute practices of research which will place our community, our dialect as unique and distinct in this entire nation. I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the present President and Secretary of the governing body of our college, Sir B.S. Romnong and Sir R.H. Dukhar respectively, then the present Principal Sir W.B. Renja, the Chief Coordinators Sir Hubert Renja, the Assistant Coordinator Ms. Dapi Bahun Shabong, and all the conveners along with the respective teams who have tirelessly given their all to make this celebration a grand success. A special thanks to the police department, Home Guard, for having the personnel actively engaged with the college requirements in terms of traffic coordination and security. Then also to the owner of Meadow Grand Hall, we are deeply indebted to you for allowing us to use your parking space. I also extend my gratitude to Ba Wan Panchai Lingdo and Ba Tabor Thank You and their respective teams for putting up these beautiful arrangements in terms of the ground, the stage, the lighting, the photo booth, and the entrances. Kudos to all the staff of Centerpoint Hotel and Ba Tabor Thank You, along with the team for making all the necessary preparation related to the foods. After some time also you'll get your food. Okay. I also extend my gratitude to Kongmans Emle, who has regularly prepared our food and also in all the programs of our college. She has always been dedicated to serve the college at any time, either day and night. Last but not the least, if I have forgotten to particularly mention anyone's name, who have willingly given us a helping hand in making this program a successful one, I humbly beg for your forgiveness. Please know that your support is and will be forever appreciated. Before I hand over the microphone to the host of this program, I would like also to say a few words in Khasi. Ngasngau limboit limbiang, but ngau sanu. So long thli ladak lem de yo ban ai kublei kerpang yapi baro halakaktin kathalit kabla ai kerpang do ublei try kanrat nong bu nong thau yakaba ngiladiang ti mangi nakik me kik partemen ki jongi kajing ai kublei kabadap thiar kabadap miar nga ai shipi irang ba skor jylla na kabinta katu kajing aingu kaidem kajong pi haswabang sedang yakni kakam kajongi shisha kalalong kabajong ngi iru ngi yo yakableng kabaitanan la lat shisha hakini isngi la iting la ima nrai ukunra usngap usaskor yakangu kadem yakadwai yakapiran nang ta susu kajing ai kublei kabadap syang kabadap tiar nga ai ru siya baro kinong pun kre kinong tayar kiba pinbit pinbiang ya kani kakam kabab kerpang ba kumjuru ya baro kinong sya khot sngobha kibidon lang ha kani gasngi menta to nang yo ya ka kwat ka khya ka sat kanang ba ka kurkhu baro na unong bu unong tha. Thank you kublei shibon kublei shi hajar.